Welcome back to Theme Park Wizard here at Universal Studios Hollywood for our weekly construction update, and there's been some changes this week. The first change is now that we're halfway through Horror Nights, we have Grinchmas popping up. Look at this. We have the Grinchmas lights making their way through to the lower lot on the Mummy building, the character shop. Nice blue and white lights. I love Grinchmas in the holidays, and I cannot wait until after Thanksgiving when this starts. Yes, as I stated, Halloween Horror Nights is more than halfway over at this point, and because of that, prices have dropped for the Frequent Fear Pass. If you want the Frequent Fear Pass, it is now $149 instead of $179. You have a few blockout dates, but you have 5 weeks of fun to enjoy with the Frequent Fear Pass. You get it online now or upgrade at the park. Sound wall construction continues. They've gone all the way to this part, and then they'll start working on these towers over the next few weeks. Yeah, looks pretty good. And they're moving along here on the coaster. And full circuit testing starts this month right here. The community notice was posted online for October, and there's just a test all the launches. So full circuit testing will start sometime this month, and I can't wait to get that on video for you, hopefully in the next few weeks. The Scream Shield here is going higher. I mean, there's a big gap here before, and they filled in the gap. Now they got some supports to continue up and over the escalator. They still got to install this massive one right over here, solid over here, so then they can connect the two, hopefully sometime this week or next week. Again, Horror Nights starts on Wednesdays this week for the rest of the season. So, I still don't think they can install that top part during Horror Nights hours because there'll be guests walking here until 2 in the morning. Unless they do it, again, overnight, like after 2 in the morning. So we'll have to see because, otherwise they'll just have Mondays and Tuesdays to install the connection pieces above the escalator. So we'll see how that works out. But they have fully completed this section here, and they'll be ready to install or go on top of this section hopefully in the next coming week. Over here, not too much has changed. They've finished painting all the poles for the coming tarps. They're all black now. No coaster train spotted here. There was one spotted last night during Halloween Horror Nights on the track. There's a full train all covered up though, but you can see like the Nissan Skyline and Paul Walker's car there in the train. So can't wait to see those hopefully uncovered because if they're testing the launches, they can't do it with those plastic sheets on, so they'll probably uncover the train and set it around the track, which is pretty cool. Not too much change on the exterior queue here or on the other structure there as we wrap things up and things get close to the finish line here at Universal for Fast and Furious. I do want to talk about the Simpsons. There's some new markers by the Simpsons. If you're on the live stream on Thursday, there's some new markers down there, down by that first escalator, some red and orange markers, but that was a little bit closer to Fast and Furious. We're thinking maybe it's either for the coaster or to relocate a water or electrical line, but there's on the other side, there are some markers of the Simpsons, some excavation markers for soil testing on the planter that the Simpsons building sits on. So I'm very curious of what that means, if maybe they're doing some soil testing for some demolishing of the building or not. Remember, the Simpsons movie 2 just got announced for for July 2027, and rumors have it of a contract extension for at least Orlando. I'm not sure about here in Hollywood, but I'm hearing a potential 2-year contract extension to be signed this December for Orlando's version of the attraction in Springfield. I do think ours is going to go away though because the building is just, it's not safe, but it's just very old, and I don't think it can handle another 5 years without an extensive refurb. So we'll have to see there, but very interesting. More markers are popping up around the Simpsons. Again, these are soil testing markers, and I do find it interesting that these soil testing markers are popping up because remember, the permit for the soil testing for the Fast and Furious coaster came out in on October 4th, 2022. By January, the special effects show and the animal actors were closed. And then by March, the walls were up, and then by like summertime, demolition happened. So I'm curious if there'll be a somewhat of a similar timeline here. If the Simpsons building is going away, then maybe they're doing soil testing now, geotechnical testing now for the Simpsons building, Bride building, then maybe it'll close when Fast and Furious opens. You know, a capacity switcher. A Fast and Furious will be much higher capacity than the Simpsons is anyway. And then maybe things will start happening next summer with that. But we'll have to see. That is just my speculation or just a theory of mine because of just the timeline of what Fast and Furious was doing with its permits and actual markers and geotechnical testing and all that good stuff. But we'll see what's happening, if anything, to the Simpsons. But certainly some markers along the hillside, on both sides of the hillside that it sits on. And we'll see if we have any announcements as we get into the new year. And those contract extensions, again, that is all rumors. I mean, there's no official statement or anything. So it's just what people in the industry have been hearing, folks have been hearing. So we'll have to see what really comes to fruition. If there's some contract extension or no contract extension. Now, that's about it that's going on in the park. If you want to see a full, in-depth park video about everything, the crowd levels and all that good stuff, I'm filming, or I filmed my State of Universal report. I just put this out every Wednesday. It's a relatively new series we're doing here on Theme Park Wizard, so it's all park focused. This is on the construction base. We'll do construction stuff, all the construction projects happening, but the State of Universal reports focus on food prices, wait times, crowd levels, all that good stuff. So make sure to subscribe, turn that notification bell, because those come out every Wednesday. So if you want to see what's going on inside of Universal Studios Hollywood, I'll have another video, the next State of Universal report to come out on Wednesday. But now let's focus on the construction update, and that is out in Citywalk. So, small update here in the plaza. They took away those temporary barriers that were here. So maybe, hoping that means they found a solution, an exit solution, as I was told. And maybe some walls will go up for the hotel, hopefully next week, or, in the coming weeks here. So I'll keep an eye on the plaza situation for you. But yeah, those temporary barriers are gone. So hopefully they found their solution and are ready to move on to the next phase. Now, we're on our way to check out Slice House, which had its grand opening today, of an hour ago. So I'll go check inside, take some pictures, show you guys what's up. Won't get to eat there today, but I'll definitely eat there on a different day for you. And check out the pizzas over there. Alright, so Slice House is now open. It's located up high Antojitos and Nectar Life, and this. So got a nice, I'm sure we have a whole bunch of pizzas here, all different types of styles. Here's some of the pizza options they got here, and drinks, and sides, and wings, and beer, and all that good stuff. And it looks like they even have like a takeout section here, so if you don't want to eat anything, you want a quick slice of pizza, like on your way out from Halloween Horror Nights, just go get your slice of pizza, pay, then head on out, which is pretty cool. So you can sit down, dine in, or take out, which is a nice option. Again, it would be a great option coming back from Halloween Horror Nights. If you don't want to sit down, just want to get a slice of pizza if you're leaving earlier or coming to Halloween Horror Nights, and then going on your merry way. The daily hours for Slice House will be 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. That's what they said on their Instagram post. We open daily from 11 to 11, which is fantastic. That's a little bit of a later hour for Citywalk. Again, it used to be open until Citywalk stuff used to be open until midnight, or even way back in the day later on. It's like 2 in the morning with clubs and stuff. So good to see Citywalk getting back to that, and hopefully with the security hub, things will be open even later than 11. Hopefully, my dream for Citywalk is to have almost every store open closed between 9 and like midnight or 1 a.m. So 11 p.m. is a great start, especially because it's daily, and I think, again, like I said, it's a fantastic option for Halloween Horror Nights if you're heading out of the park, or even, again, during the holiday season when the park closes at 10 o'clock. You get out of the park, you want a quick slice of pizza, the park slice house will be open for 1 hour after the park closes, when it closes at 10 p.m., which is awesome. And again, for those staying in the hotels and seeing the Universal Hotel, nice late night option to eat. So good step in the right direction. Also, you know how I love LED signage. I still can't get over that Slice House sign. Marquee sign looks absolutely beautiful, and it's massive, which is really, really good. And Raising Cane's is going to have something similar. We'll talk about that in a second, but let's go talk about the Jurassic Park Security Hub first. Okay, so again, can't really see the escalators from this view or downstairs. It's kind of hard, but from here, see, it fills in all the foundations, and they got some boxes there and still got some pipes there. I wonder if they'll probably raise the dirt. I don't know how it's going to work. Still don't know how it's going to look like, but they are making progress. When I was here on Thursday, there was a lot of guys on site, and when I was looking at driving on in, and when I was looking at the escalators, I put up dividers along the platforms in the escalators. They filled in the platforms. They put like a floor into the platforms already. So they just got to install the escalators themselves. So this should be wrapping up hopefully by the end of this month. I feel like for the escalator portion, then they can go vertical on this section too. Well, a massive LED screen is being installed here by Raising Cane's, at least on this particular side, which looks super, super cool. You can add more, even kinetic life to Citywalk in this portion of Citywalk, which is awesome. And hopefully Wasabi and that other sushi place gets out of here or upgrades their own, facades, because they're pretty dark and pretty empty all the time. And this is going to make that situation even worse. You can see there's a Samsung box there, so I'm sure that's who is powering this LED wall here. Gonna be awesome. I can't wait to see what they project. Probably just Raising Cane stuff, but hopefully maybe like some art or some other cool projections as well. I don't see this opening again until early 2026 because look at all that work they got to do down there. So I wouldn't expect this till next year, but we may be surprised. Maybe it opens by the holidays. And I know I said I was checking on the Z lot this weekend, but it's gonna have to be next weekend because I'm actually in a little bit of a rush. I don't have time to walk all the way over there, so I'll check on the Z lot next weekend. Don't think anything has changed though. I think we'll see a lot more changes in November, so we'll check on it next weekend there, and I'll check on the iFly area, former iFly area next weekend as well. But that's gonna do it for this construction update here. Again, if you want to see more of the Universal Park itself, Universal Studios Hollywood, and what's going on there, check out my State of Universal reports. I do them every single Wednesday, and make sure to press that subscribe button and click on the notification bell so you know exactly when each video is coming out. And also, 30 minutes before I go, you'll get notified 30 minutes before I go live on any day as well. If you like my content, make sure to press that thumbs up. And you can also follow me on social media. Links are down below. And if you want to go ahead and help support the channel and get early access to content, you can join the channel as a member by clicking that join button down below. But until next time, stay magical, stay curious, and I'll see you at the parks.